Welcome TJsRC. Today we got a set of these Boom Racing Hustler MTX 1.9 crawler tires here with the included dual stage foams, and we're going to get them installed on some shiny new metal bead locks. This will be my first experience with actual aftermarket crawler tires, and the first thing that jumps out to me about these is the rubber. It feels so much different, so much softer. It's crazy. Boom Racing calls this rubber compound snail slime, and it's a pretty accurate description. It just has that soft, squishy feel. I think they're going to mold to the terrain quite well, and I can't wait to try them out. Inside these guys, we're going to be stuffing the dual stage foams that came with the tires from Boom Racing. So these are Boom Racing's own dual stage foams here. The outer stage is this soft open cell foam, and then the inner stage is this harder closed cell foam. The idea with the two stages, if you're not familiar, is that there's much more sidewall support. It's harder for the tire to fold over versus a tire that is completely filled with this style of foam. So far, I don't have any vehicles with a dual stage foam setup in them. So let's get this in the tire. Just kind of squeeze and fold. And just kind of work it around till you get it evenly spaced all around the inside of the tire there. Now check to make sure you got it as centered as you can get it. And then next, this piece goes in. Check the edges to make sure we got that center closed cell piece centered the best we can. That looks pretty good and even. Now, as you can see, I got the rest of these assembled already, because you don't want to watch me do this whole process numerous times. I picked this set of bead locks up off of eBay, saw a deal on them, and thought, it's time to get some shiny new wheels. First lock ring goes in. After you get it in, double check, make sure it's centered properly inside that inner foam. Now, there's two ways to do this. One is you could put both of these pieces together, put this in here, then add the ring to the front. I find it much easier to just take the ring and completely seat it to the front here, and then bring these two pieces in from each side, bolt them together to finish assembly. So you need a 1.5 millimeter hex driver for these. Once you've got all the screws started, start to snug them down in your crisscross pattern. Try to make sure they're all evenly torqued down. You want them quite snug, but you don't want to overdo it because they're pretty small and it would be easy to either strip out the hex head or the threads. There we go. Outer ring is assembled and ready to go. Next, we're going to take our hub, get that attached. That uses larger screws that require 2.5 millimeter, and just snug these to get started till you get all 6 of them installed. The nice thing about this kind of a bead lock where it's got these removable hubs, you can get different length hubs so that you can create more or less offset with your tires, depending on whether or not you want to widen your truck or you need to move the tire out a little bit to get it away from the steering knuckles or something. So that's kind of a nice feature. Now we're ready to put this in the tire. Goes that way. And then the back piece obviously comes from the back side. You want to make sure that you line these holes up well. Then we're going to just start by putting one of these in on one side and then another one directly opposed. Now, I'm going to kind of pinch that down. Once that's in well, we'll pinch the other side. Then we can go ahead, just get them started. Once they're all in, then you can begin your torque down procedure. Start in one spot, go across to the other side, and then repeat the same process. There, to finish, make your lap around, making sure they're evenly torqued, and then you are good to go. Oh, look at that. We have the bead slipped out over here when we were putting the two pieces together. So we need to undo and start over. This rubber is so soft, I can see how it's easy to do that. All right, pull this out, set that down, pop this out, make sure this lined up, make sure we didn't damage that bead there. This time, before I torque them all down, I will go ahead and flip it over and double check, make sure that it's aligned properly. And we do have a spot where it's bulging out again. So I wonder if some of the foam is in the way in that spot, or if there's a defect in the rubber. We'll have to come back apart and double check that, because I thought that we had it lined up well. And when I press it down in there, I don't see any issues. So this time I'm just gonna set the whole thing flat on the table here. And then we'll take another look. Looks good so far. Let's tighten the rest of those backing screws down and see. Okay, I think we actually got it this time. Yeah, that rubber is really soft, so I can see how easily that happened. It's definitely a much softer rubber than the stock rubber on the tires on the Traxxas TRX4 or on the Red Cat Gen 8. You always gotta double check things when you finish a project and you got a bunch of parts left over. Yep, all the screws are installed on that one, and that one, and that one. Now we got a beautiful matching set of tires and wheels ready to go on the rig. But I didn't say what rig they're going on, did I? You'll just have to wait and see, won't you? Look forward to seeing how these guys are gonna perform. With that dual stage foam in there, they are much stiffer than the tires that are currently on either of the rigs that I drive. All of the trucks that we have so far have single stage foams in the tires, and so they are quite soft with very little sidewall support. And with the dual stage foams in here, the sidewalls feel quite firm, and on the face of the tire there's a good amount of flex because of that softer outer ring. So we'll have to see how they do. Look forward to fully testing them out on the trail. Let me know in the comments, do you use aftermarket tires, or do you just keep the stock tires on your rig and run them until they're bald, and then think about getting tires? Look forward to hearing from you guys. Thanks for watching. This is TJsRC. You guys are awesome, and we will see you next time.